So, hello, very good day everybody, welcome to another video. It's going to be another live stream. I am your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, I'll be your captain for today's flight. And as you can see, today we are sitting in the Air Canada livery. And we're going to fly from Seattle to Vancouver in Canada using the Air Canada livery, and the aircraft that we're going to be using, the equipment will be the Fenix A320. It is relatively new, it's been in development for quite a long time, and it has been released about, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 weeks ago. And today, we are going to be flying it live here on the channel. And what we'll do, we're not going to go on VATSIM or anything like that. At the moment, I do not feel ready for that. But we will be flying this aircraft nonetheless to Vancouver, the airport in Canada, which is actually just just slightly around the corner, if you will. It's not too far away. I'll have a look at the flight plan. Let's have a look. I know it's really close by. Let's see how long the flight is going to be. Airtime, they say, is about 28 minutes, so that's really not very long. The cruising altitude will be flight level 220. So let's just hop on in and let's get this thing going. So we got the jetway. Let's go out external for a second. So we got the jetway. It's toggled. It's on now. You can use the V for it, which is basically like the tablet, if you will, which is this thingy. And yeah, so from this thingy you can use a lot of functions. At this moment we use it to toggle the jetway, and you can import your flight plan from SimBrief, re-import, but I already imported it. We got 20 minutes to get this thing going. So yeah, we're probably going to get some delays because I have to set up the stream and everything. But yeah, so we can get the METAR. So Seattle is 220 at 7 knots for the departure. It's the direction that the wind is coming from, which is 220 knots, and it is 07 knots. Let's have a look. What else is there? 13 degrees. So it's 13 degrees, and we got the altimeter of 2982. So maybe let's start 2982. Oh, I don't think we can start anything because the aircraft is completely cold and dark. So we're not going to do this yet. So we'll have to return to this in a little bit later. Mass and balance panel state. So what we are going to do, let's just first get everything imported from the SimBrief, and we will do a cold and dark startup of the Airbus. So it's the Airbus A320 from Fenix, which is a payware aircraft, which is actually a really cool aircraft. And they say it's like near study level, and well, I have no experience myself, but probably it is. Anyway, so let's start up the aircraft. So when you enter the aircraft, it is completely dark like it is now. Obviously the tablet here is turned on, but that's about it. It's a separate system, obviously. It's just a tablet. It's connected like to these two suction cups holding it pressed against the window. But yeah, so the aircraft's completely dark. There's no information anywhere. It's just without any power. So what we'll do first is start up the internal battery system, and you can see there are some voltage at the moment. 27.2 volts for battery 1 and 27.5 volts for battery 2. We turn them on, 1 and 2. And you can see now some lights are turning on. Here's the voltage immediately dropping, 27.0, 27.4. So the aircraft is actually using its own internal battery power. Fortunately, there is the external power. Let's have a look at that outside. You can see right here. Oh, perhaps this is not the best camera angle to do this, but as you can see here is the external power unit. It's the ground power unit, GPU they call it, and there's a little cable connected to the aircraft, which is supplying it with power. So this is basically like a power generator supplying the entire aircraft with power, and that's what they call the external power. It is available, so click it, and as you can see, all lights turn on, and the aircraft just starts coming to life. So that's precisely what we want. So let's just continue with the startup procedure. So we're going to supply crew oxygen for the flight deck where we are now. Crew oxygen supply that is now running. We turn on the ground control light. I have to be fair, I'm not really sure what it does, ground control, but I believe it's like a signal for the ground crew that they know that they can now engage with the aircraft, so they can connect and do whatever they need to do. You hear a bing, beep, 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 which means that the Airbus systems are now alive. So what are they saying? Smoke detect, probably fault, if no livestock, after flashing valve should be turned off. We don't have to bother about this now. We'll just carry on. What we will do is what you always do. You start with the IRS, which is basically the aircraft's internal GPS, if you will. So it's like the location positioning of the aircraft. So the aircraft knows where it is. This needs to align. This will usually take around 7 minutes. You can see here IR in align about 7 minutes until it is done. That is why here it says map not available, because the aircraft currently is connecting with the GPS systems in the orbit around the Earth, so it does not entirely know for certain where it is on the surface of the planet Earth, where we are precisely. So that is what that means. So that is now taking about 7 minutes to line up. So in the meantime, we will just continue. So we turn on the strobe, which goes to the let's put it in the auto position, and we turn on some navigation lights, and the rest of the lights we can leave off. The no smoking sign, it will go to on, and we arm the emergency exit lights. They're just armed, they're not burning, but they are armed in case of an emergency. And is there anything else for now here in the overhead panel, which is this one that we can do? I do not really think so. So that would mean we can now point our attention to actually the flight plan, and we have here the MCDU, which is basically the onboard computer for the Airbus A320, the A320. Just stand by 1 second. Okay. Anyway, so let's just start this up. So when you go to the MCDU menu, this is what you will see. You will go to ATSU and then to AOC, which is here in the top right. We'll start by the flight initialization, flight init, and fortunately you can just import your flight plan from SimBrief. I put a flight plan into SimBrief from Seattle to Vancouver in Canada, and that's basically what you'll do. So what that means is if you click here init data request, it will connect to the SimBrief, and these fields will populate any moment now. And as you can see, it has. So it is telling us the flight number is Air Canada 812, departing from Seattle. Our destination is Vancouver, And well, I'm not really sure what the QQ airport actually is. We could have a look actually. This is off screen, you will not see, but let's have a look. I'll just type in to the Google ICAO VYQQ. I think I might have missed CY. Oh, sorry, CYQQ. Comox General Airport Information. So that's Comox, located in Comox, British Columbia, I think BC in Canada. Anyway, so that's another airport. That's our secondary. We do not have to worry about that very much, but that is our secondary airport destination. If you want. Okay. Estimate time en route (ETE). Estimate time en route is 28 minutes. Current time 22:47 minutes, universal time, UTC, and the date is the 13th of June 2022. Anyway, so we got this, and usually we start with the diff/RIP, what they call it. Unfortunately, obviously now the aircraft is still looking for its own location on the planet. So, let's just, yeah, I accidentally did this. So let's assume for now this is fine. So we go to diff/RIP. So we go to init A. There's also an init B page, but we will not be using this right now. We will later. That's why it says diff/RIP. Diff is the I is the first init, and then RIP, RIP is the second, which would be then the init B page. But for now, we're going to the init A page. So here basically we do the same init request, and this will actually request the information that we entered on the SimBrief website. So we'll wait for a second, and there you go. Some fields are populating. So the flight number is still empty, the cost index of the flight is empty, and the cruising level is also still empty. So what we will do, we enter the flight number, which is Air Canada, is A320. You put this in and you just press the button there and it populates right there. The cost index, I will show you right here. So you go to pilot briefing, and you can see the cost index CI is 12. Okay, so we just go ahead and we enter 12 for the cost index. Cost index 12 in the scratch pad, and you click the button next to cost index, and there it is populated now. So the cruising altitude, let's go back and have a look. I must say, I'm not always sure where you see the, oh, here it is, 0220. So, but this is just one thing, actually, is regarding the alternate, but it is 220 because I already saw it. But yeah, I'm not really sure how to interpret this fully yet. But the cruising altitude will be 220. So we just enter 220 and cruising. There you go. Okay, so that's in. So we got diff/RIP, DIFSRIP. So we started with data, but still it is aligning. So we went to the DI diff/RIP. So now flight plan. So here you see Seattle, BAE, and then the destination. So what we will do first is we will enter what is our departure from Seattle. We'll scroll down a bit, and then you will see, let's get a little closer, Seattle 16 left, and the departure will be the Seattle 8 departure. So 16 left, Seattle 8. Okay. So what you do, you click here, departure. It was 16 left, and then Seattle 8. So there is a 7, there is not an 8. that is actually interesting. I'm going to choose E7 for now, but that's stupid. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm not up to date. You can actually see should be, let's for now insert this. You click insert and now your departure route is inserted. Let's go to data and have a look. I think from here you should be able to see what is your, let's have a look. Position, IRS, GPS, aircraft status. Yeah, I think it's aircraft status. So what it's using right now is the active nav database, because that's what you need for the 12th of August 21. Oh, that is really old. Why is it doing that? Let me think for a second. I mean, I've updated like 3 weeks ago, maybe. After probably 2. So I'm not really sure why this is showing like this. For now, I'm fine. We're just going to leave it. But then at least you'll get some idea of how this stuff works. But again, I'm genuinely a little bit confused why it is showing such an old. It's almost a year old, man. But it does not make any sense to me at all. Anyway, so we will return to the flight plan. So we got our departure. We're departing from 16 left. That's what you could see right here. Let's have a look. 16 left. Seattle 8. Well, we chose the Seattle 7 for now then. And then Seattle, and then direct to Papa Alpha X Echo to Grizzy 7, which is your arrival. So for 26 right, Grizz 7 for 26 right. So we're going to enter our arrival. Arrival, you click here. What's it? 26 left, right? 26 right. So for 26 right, ILS 26 right. Let's choose this one. ILS 26 right. And there, obviously, they have the Grizz 6 and not the Grizz 7. So we'll choose this one for now. And let's have a look. Transition Papa. Yeah, this one. So let's put this in as well. And we insert. And now we have a flight plan. Now, you can see here, at the moment, the IRSs that we turned on here, on the top, they are now aligned. And you can also see the message that we saw earlier here is now gone. So that means the aircraft now knows where it is. So what we do, put this selection button to plan instead of arc, put to plan. And what you could then do, if you want, is like zoom out and have a look like, okay, does this make any sense to us? Okay, so at this moment it doesn't make any sense at all. I'm going to zoom in a little further. Let's have a look. Yeah, so the manual thing, I do not really understand yet, because here there's a flight plan discontinuity. Usually what I would do actually is just clear a couple of things, and then you click clear again when it's empty, and then it says clear. Click on the manual, and you click on insert. And then now all that remains is flight plan discontinuity, and you repeat the same thing again. Clear, and you click on flight plan discontinuity. Insert it, and then usually it's gone, and it looks like that is the case now as well. I'm expecting another flight plan discontinuity a little later. There you go, there's the manual. So what I will do for now is just click manual again, and again click clear on flight plan discontinuity and insert. Now let's see, is there anything else? Usually there's at least one. There comes the manual. And then to the flight plan. So for now, I think we're actually good. this might be the flight plan when you are going to the CYQQ, which is your alternative destination. What I would normally do is click the right alt on the keyboard and then click that, but I do not believe while I'm streaming it will show you. So let's see if we can combine this in one way or another. So basically the point is, if you stand by with me for a second, so here we are at Seattle Airport, okay? And then we click next waypoint on the list, and we just keep on continuing to see if this flight plan makes any kind of sense. Is this actually taking us to where we are going? It sort of looks like it is. For now, I'm just going to be fine with it. So that is the diff rip, that's the F. Diff secondary, usually just copy the active. I hope to provide you with some more information about the active, the secondary flight plan later. Diff rip red nav, this will automatically populate, and you can see it did. It sees there the VOR SEA at 116.80, and it's all automatically picking this stuff up. I will show you, you might see later on the charts. Now for the in and B page, you need to put in your zero fuel weight and your zero fuel weight center of gravity and your block fuel. And let's have a look. Apologies. And this is currently where I get a little bit confused myself. Let's first have a look. I think we are at 16 left. Doesn't show here. So I'm going to quickly look at the oh wait, no, I can do this in game, I guess. Pilot briefing. Scroll down. No, this is too far. Routing 16 left, 26 right. Okay. So I'm just going to start with 16 left here. The surface is dry and sync live weather. But we do need our weight. So let's have a look here. This is the part where it's a little bit interesting for me. Mass and balance. I probably be doing this wrong. Zero fuel weight is 44029er, which means 44.0. We can go ahead and enter that 44.0, and then the slash for the zero fuel weight and the center of gravity. And for now, I think I'll choose 26.9er. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. 26.9er. So we got this here in the scratch pad. Let me get the camera correctly. There we go. And you click right here. But again, probably this one is wrong. Now the block fuel. My apologies. The block fuel you will find here in your pilot briefing. Go to the fuel section, and in the fuel section it'll tell you literally block fuel is 41.05, or so 41.0. So we go here and we do 41.0. decimal 0, and we click on block, and there it is. Now the trip wind is now a headwind of 0. We scroll all the way back, and here it says the average wind component, W/C, is plus 008. So plus 008, and we click here trip wind. And now it says you have a tailwind of 008 for the entire flight on average. Okay, so that is in. Finally, you have performance page where you put in your V1, your V rotate, and your V2 speeds, and the transition altitude for the United States is flight level 180. And then you have your thrust reduction and acceleration. So we'll have a look, and we can calculate this, or we can actually let the aircraft calculate it for us, or the EFB, if you will. So let's have a look. I think I did the arriving. So it's the departure performance, that's my bad. So we got Seattle, 16 left, it's a dry runway. We're syncing the live weather, and we click calculate. And now it is going to calculate. So invalid entries, oh that's interesting. Some of your entries were invalid, please check and try again. Oh my god. This is the first time I'm encountering this warning. It's actually you load the aircraft real time. So the planned fuel is 4105, and tanks was 30 something. It is now getting more fuel. Let's try 26.9ers. I think we put this in 26.9ers. Okay, bear with me 1 second. Yeah, 26.9ers. But again, that might be wrong. Let's have a look. Let's try 28.2. Slash 28.2. Is there a point? No. Clear 28.2. Let's see if it's going to accept this. Yeah, it only changed this one. Okay, 28.2. Not sure if this is now going to help us. Let's have a look. So where were we here? We were on the departure page. Live weather, calculate. Some of your entries were invalid. Please check it. Okay, so what was invalid? Stand by 1 second. Stand by 1 second, please. Let's go to the external view for a second. Okay, my apologies. I'm back. Sometimes we receive a message from a loved one, which is what happened right now, and we just have to reply. which is precisely what I did. Okay, so here we are, invalid entries. Not really sure. Yeah, dismiss this message. I must say to you honestly, I've never encountered this message before. Usually it just goes ahead and calculates. So why it is not calculating right now is beyond me. I do not know. I did do a what do you call it? Update. There was an update for the aircraft, and I'm not really sure, but I think I did not fly the aircraft since I updated it, but I'm not really sure. Let's have a look here at the mass imbalance, loading aircraft. Still boarding, but the fuel looks like it stopped fueling. And fuel on board is 4110, and it does not appear to be going up. And if you look at the init B page, well, we did request 41.0, so that appears to be fine. Let's double check at the pilot briefing page. So the fuel seems to add up. That should be fine. So let's have another look here then. Mass imbalance. So the fuel is fine. The aircraft is still loading people. So yeah, I'm not sure, man. What is wrong? Usually we should be able. Departure performance. Let's have a look. Flight config, force toga, no, anti-ice, bags off. Yeah, there's no takeoff weight here. So I believe there used to be a button, this one, but it's grayed out, single load sheet. So maybe it requires us to go to the MCDU and have a look. Yeah, there's no message here from the company message. It should say company message. So I don't know. So maybe that is what is the problem. But yeah, I'm not really sure. Usually it says actually here company message, and I do not check it. Now I want to check it, and it's not there. So sync live weather we can do, but it looks like I cannot. I'm clicking sync load sheet. It's not doing it. We could maybe try to re-import from SimBrief. Yes, re-import now. Loading aircraft. Okay, I'm going to do click reset all, so everything is now to 0, but then we will have to go back and re-import from SimBrief. Then go to mass imbalance, load aircraft. For now we're going to say instant. Boarding is complete. Dismiss. And what if we go to the departure performance page now? At least now we can sync the load sheet final. There we go. And we can sync the weather. 16 left. I think it is correct. Yeah, 16 left. So let's calculate. It is now calculated our V1, V rotate and V2 speed Transition altitude is nothing, but is 180 in the United States. 1440 for both the thrust reduction acceleration and the engine out acceleration. They're advising a flap 2 takeoff, DN 0.3. So let's have a look at that. So 137, 137, 139er. So we go back to our diff strip procedure. Let's have a little sip here. 1 second. Okay, so what's it again? 137, 139er. So 137, 137 for our rotate speed, 139er for the V2. Oh, wait. 137 for rotate and 139er for the V2. Transition altitude 180, that's correct. And then we have 1440. And we got 1440 here for the engine out acceleration. Okay. And then there's a flap 2 takeoff with Delta November 0 decimal. Let's have a look again. Decimal 3. I put it here, and that is taken. So, and then that, I believe it was 68. Reflex takeoff temperature is 68 degrees. So we put in 68. Okay, so that is now set. That means that we can now start getting ready. Let's have a look outside. Well, police are still there, so that's good news. Let's get the armrest out of the way. What we'll do now, let's have a look. We lock the flight deck, so reset the rudder. This goes to flap 2. TRA, and we're going to give ourselves a squawk code of 6211. Alright. So we are now ready to start up the aircraft. We could have a look at our departure. Let's do that. Let's go to Navigraph. You click import route from SimBrief, and it's saying from Seattle Tacoma to Vancouver. So departure, we are going, it says here Seattle 8. I believe we chose Seattle 7. You know what, I'm not going to bother with this. I'm just going to trust it's going to be okay. So what we'll do, get the aircraft ready. So there's fuel, so the seatbelt sign goes to on. Beacon light goes on because we are about to start our engines now. Car control light can go. We'll click on APU master switch, and then you wait like 3 seconds, which we did, and then you click start. Now the APU is going to start. You can see here the APU vent is opening. Let's have a sip of the cola. As you can hear, the APU is now starting up. Okay, so now it says avail. So the APU is now available. You can double check here. Let's see, this is already on the, no, this is now on the APU page. So exhaust gas temperature 380, 375, 370, and the nitrogen percentage is at 100, and it says avail. So this means that it is now available. We turn on the APU bleed. And if we want to start our engines, we will have to turn on the fuel pumps. So the cargo heat, let's put it a little warmer. And let's not have the aircraft too warm when we're taking off. So what I just did there was, let's have a look at condition page. Condition. Here you can see it is now 26, from 27 to 26 in the cockpit, the forward and the aft cabin, which is 22 degrees and 24 degrees, and this should be going down. It's 24 now, 22 and 24, 23 and 21 and 23. So this all the temperatures are going down, so the aircraft is not too hot at this moment. And yeah, so now let's have a look at the flight plan. One seat left. So what we will do, we go to Navigraph. We are at Seattle and ground charts. Let's have a look. Parking gates, coordinates. Okay, alright. So you can see we are here. There you go. And 16 left. So basically we'll do, let's have a look here. So we go backwards. Oh, oops. I go up here. Okay. So we reverse. Let's look outside. We reverse and we go that direction there. Basically behind us and to the left. Okay. So let's pull back. Ground surfaces. Push back, connect the tug. Oh, it's lagging a bit. There you go. The tug should now be connecting, and there goes the jetway. Let's have a look from this angle. The jetway is a little bit merged here with the aircraft, which is not too great, but sure. There you could see the hazard light from the tug. It's now connecting to us. What we'll do, before we release the parking brakes, we'll go to the ground services page and we'll see if the chocks are there. The chocks are disconnected, so that's good. Parking brake is disabled. We're now free. So the tug is connected and we're going to do start, and we are pushing back. There you can see we are pushing back. So while we're pushing back, we're going to start our engines. start with engine number 2. And it's now coming. Let's have a look outside. I think a really big left turn would seem appropriate. Hopefully that is this. No. Let's use this one. We're going to do a huge left turn now. So we heard the click, avail. So engine number 2 is live. So what we'll do now is start up engine number 1. So we got engine number 2, which is this one. Engine number 1 is now starting up, while we are pushing back at Seattle Airport in the United States of America. There's the clunk. So engine number 1 is also available now, which means we are now on internal power. And this also looks like a good spot to be in, so we can stop the pushback. We click on stop. Let's see if this works. It looks like this is working. It looks like the tug has disconnected. So what we'll do immediately, the parking brake is on, and we turn on our taxi lights and nose wheel steering lights. They are now on. So we're now ready to taxi. We're going to taxi straight. Let's have a look at the charts again, just so we know for sure what it is that we're trying to accomplish. So we are next to 16 left, so basically all we have to do is just follow this. Let's have a look. Oh no, do not draw. It is drawing now. But we'll have to go straight. So let's just do that. So what we'll do is the parking brakes are on. Let's disengage the parking brake. And for the taxiing, I do not believe I have this set up completely yet. But we should be starting to roll any moment now. There you go. So here we are. You can see us. So let's steer a little bit so we stay on the yellow line. One little trick: if you want to stay in the yellow line, line up with this vertical bar right here. And usually that would put your nose wheel straight on the yellow line. So 26 knots. So we should be wary that we're not going too fast. Have a little look outside. And there's the runway, right there. So basically we're almost ready for takeoff. So there's 26 left coming. Let's stop for a second. Parking brake is engaged. So now what we want to do is turn off the packs. Oh, that's the anti-icing. Turn off pack number 1 and turn off pack number 2 to save some power while we take off. Nose wheel steering lights go to takeoff. And the landing lights go on, so we are completely visible, as visible as we can get. And additionally, we do want to put the auto brake to max, which is for the takeoff. And now, here on the upper E-cam, we can test our takeoff configuration by pressing the button. Let me show you. Oh, whoops. By pressing this button right here, which says takeoff configuration. Okay, so stand by 1 second. It says takeoff configuration normal, which would indicate that we're good. So I'm going to release the parking brake. You can see we're rolling now. So we're going to position ourselves here on Seattle Airport on runway 16 left. And then we're about to take off, finally. So let's line up in a nicer way. Okay. Parking brake is set for now. Let's put the thrust levers to the idle position. So it looks like we're good to go. So let's alert the crew. Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff. So what we'll do, we'll put this back to the arc. So 137 V1, 137 is a rotate, 139er is a V2. Okay. Releasing the parking brake, and I believe we then, let's see, just to climb. Engine thrust lever is not set. Well, we're going anyway. We're at flex takeoff. So here we go. V1, rotate. That's a little too high. My apologies for that. Around 17 degrees. There you go. And then what we do Autopilot is now on. I completely forgot to put in the correct QNH. That's just really stupid. Very quickly. See if we can do this. Two 983. So that is set in. There we go. Now let's have a look. Thrust lever should go to climb, so we do that. Thrust lever is set to climb. Now we're going to have a look at the flaps. We're at flaps 2. We can now go to flaps 1, I believe. See, the speed is still accelerating. Flaps to 0. Thrust climb, climbing, navigation. Okay, we did not put in, this is my fault, my mistake. We're going to 220 straight away. We can turn on the packs. Now that we have departed. Turn off the APU. And we will no longer be needing the selection mode there. Alright, so we're on our way, people, from Seattle. Oh, you know what? Why don't we put up the gear? Gear is coming up. Okay, this is not one of my sharpest moments. I mean, our speed is still okay, 250. So the weather is not too great, but we're climbing. Let's have a look from the cabin. There's not a lot we can see. Turn on the constraints. Okay, we're 10,000 feet, so what I will do, turn off the landing lights, and the seatbelt sign can go off as well. The packs, I think we already turned them on. Yep, so that's good. I believe I accidentally turned on some flaps there. That's my bad, it's the controller. I accidentally clicked the button. Flight level 160, but actually 16,000 feet, because it's from 18,000 feet it's going to be called flight level, and then it will be flight level 180. Until that time we'll be using QNH 29083, which is set right here. Let's have a look out the window. There are some clouds here, and beside that there's not a lot we can see. There we go, 180, so we now switch to the standard QNH on both ends for the pilot flying and the pilot monitoring. We keep on climbing to flight level 220. Our position is oh, I think I put on some flaps again. Oh man, come on. Let's turn off the muzzle warning. There we go. There's a company message. We do not need it right now. Just keep on climbing. And I think we'll have to prepare for our departure, actually. Let's have a look at the departure. We go to the pilot brief. The arrival, my apology. Six right, grid 7. 26 right. So let's have a look and enter the destination data. So CYVR meter 250 at 8 knots. 2977 2508. What's the temperature? 15. 250 at 8 knots. 15 2977. Go to your performance page.
start by checking altimeter. 2977, 2508 knots. So 2977, temperature 15, and 250 at 8. So 250 at 8 knots. Position altitude, I believe it's still 180. But we can see in the charts. There is 7. There is 7. Let's put a star to that, and then we also go to the approach. What was our let's have a look here from the flight plan. Six right. So, my apologies. So we got 26 right. This is not doing it for me, so we're just going to the sim brief. Well, heavy graph, if you will. Flights, new flight from sim brief. Yeah, this one. Okay. Open charts list. Approach. 26 right. Let's have a look. 3000, that's where the glide slope begins. I'm struggling a bit with the controls here. .209er. Whoops. Turn on the flaps again. Master warning sign. Oh, speed. Okay, we're good. Okay, so we got the destination data put in. So let's go to 8,000 feet. We are decelerating 8,000. I'm going to click expedite, especially now that we still can. Let's have a look at the local QNH, 2977 I believe. 2977, let's just set it for now. Oh. Let's do this on the this side as well. We are descending to 8,000. What I will do, turn on the seatbelt sign. And once our altitude reaches 10,000 feet, we will also turn on the landing lights. This just looks fucking awesome. And then 3,000 feet, man. I wonder if we're going to make this. 3,000. We're still on expedite, so that's good. But we're going way too fast. We're way too high. So we might not make this approach actually. Probably not. We're still way too high. And we are actually on expedite, so the aircraft is going down really fucking fast. Still on the landing system. this is what you do not want. And what this is a high energy approach. We are way too high. We're trying to follow the flight plan, but as you can see, we're deviating by 3.2 nautical miles, 3.3. The speed's okay. Well, it is not, but let's just continue. Let's turn on everything we need for the landing. Which means also the APU. Limit exceeded, yes, we know. It should be 250 below. Okay, so let's have a look because we're getting way too close. Let's turn on the localizer. Let the aircraft pick up on the localizer now. I go to 2,000 feet. And we go, let's have a look. Let's activate the approach phase. Confirm. So the localizer looks like it's picked up. It should get
2,500.
2,500 should get a box. Our approach speed 136. Do that. We are below the glide slope, so that's good. Turn on approach. We're 9.4 nautical miles out. Flap 1, flap 2, so 9 nautical miles, gear is coming. Flap 3.
Speed.
No problem. Flap to 4. Okay, so we're inbound. Localize the glide slope. So we're on the localizer and we are on the glide slope. That's all good. Here's our Air Canada livery. Distance 4.7 nautical miles. Speed is about 136, 137 ground speed. Our flaps are full. Turn on the APU bleed. We're inbound for landing, people. At Vancouver in Canada. Oh, I did something. Whoops. Turn on the autopilot quickly. Okay, autopilot's on. So let's land this sucker. Five hundred feet. My apologies. Put the thrust lifts to idle,
Minimum.
which is a little bit too soon. That's my mistake.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
100.
Alright, let's set the sucker down.
50. 40.
50 feet, 40
30.
feet, 30,
20.
idle.
Retard. 5.
Reverses are out. So far so good. 60 knots, engine to idle. It looks like we're down. This is not the most beautiful of landings, but we are down. Let's get ourselves off of the runway. Yeah, so this is an interesting thing. I will have to stand by 1 second, please. Let's get this sucker off the runway. Alright, so we're clear of the runway. Anyway, so we're down. At least that's good. Could have gone a lot worse. And what we'll do now is we'll just look for the clearest, the first parking spot that we can find. And we'll just park it. Oops. Parking brake is set. So what we'll do, turn off engine number 1, engine number 2. lovely lights. See if we can get the tube to connect to us. Arrived, commence deboarding. Deboard, well, almost. There's the jetway coming. Door is opening. So we'll say deboard now. We should be seeing 160 of 160 who are aboarded. That should now slowly becoming less and less. Yeah, so we are definitely deboarding, so that's good. So welcome everybody to Vancouver in Canada. We made it. It wasn't the most beautiful landing. It was also not the most beautiful approach, but we did make it. Otherwise we would have detected a crash, which we did not. So that's at least it's something. So thank you very much for checking the video. And hopefully see you sometime soon. I am your personal funky scene pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I was your captain for today's flight from Seattle to Canada, Vancouver. So again, everybody, thank you very much for checking. Absolutely appreciate it, and see you sometime later. Have a very good day, and don't forget, keep on loving while your love is strong, because love is the most important thing for every human being. Love yourself, love your loved ones, and make sure that your love that you're giving is appropriate love. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not going to carry on too much. Thank you very much for checking. Stay sweet, everybody. Catch you later at the next time. Goodbye. Bye-bye.